This is a 2-video channel update explaining what will be happening during the month of July, and is also meant for the Life is Strange audience or Max Psychotic fans. Chronologically, this is the second part of the update for those who want to support the channel as a whole. I split it up into 2 separate videos because there is a lot of information to absorb this time. Unlike the last video though, this one will have a little bit more text on screen, but you should still be able to tune in as if it's a radio. Now let's get started on talking about Max the Psychotic, aka the Life is Strange non-profit parody turned fanfic series. God, that is a mouthful. The Max the Psychotic 2 remake is officially being worked on as of last week. It was supposed to be out on 2 different occasions a long time ago, but it was delayed both times. A lot of you have been very patient in waiting, and now you won't have to wait much longer. I have a general idea of how many scenes will be included and how they'll all be directed, but there are a few holes in the voice lines that need to be fixed. I won't bore you with the details, but I will remind you that Max's Psychotic videos generally take around 3 to 8 weeks to make. So it is likely that you won't see this one done until the end of July or the beginning of August. But it is coming this time. It is coming. I'm installing this piece to fix a few issues that happened in the original, including lip syncing not matching up, Chloe swearing when she wasn't supposed to, and the fact that the main feedback of the original Max the Psychotic 2 video was that it was too long. Like any good remake, a new version of the tale will be told. The goal will be to make it completely unrecognizable from the original, all while still providing the same results, and while targeting a 20 to 30 minute length of a TV episode. It will be interesting to show off another version of the tale. And that concludes the update of Max the Psychotic 2 for those who do not want to get hit by spoilers. If you haven't seen the original Max the Psychotic 2 that was posted back in November of 2017, and you haven't seen every video of the fanfic up to Max the Psychotic 6, and you want to just enter the remake with a fresh mind, please exit the video now before I start talking about the spoilers, and I will see you when the remake comes out. And with that, we can now continue. If you've seen up to Max the Psychotic 6, you already know what happens later in the series, and you probably know what happened in Max the Psychotic 2 of the original as well. These 4 events that you see are on the screen right now, they are guaranteed to happen thanks to the sequels locking them in place. Changing any of these will destroy the balance of the story. Other than that though, anything else goes, and that's what makes the remake so exciting. But why wait for the remake when I can tell you about some of the changes that are happening right now? Number 5. The possibility of Max never meeting Warren prior to the events of Max the Psychotic 2. Introducing Warren, a character that knows Max with absolutely no explanation or reason and just expects the audience to accept him as if he was a regular. Okay, so maybe this problem exists for a few other characters, but it's a bigger deal with Warren when you consider what happens later in the fanfic. Mark Jefferson, Kate Marsh, even David Madsen, they all got introduced to a casual audience, and none of them are main characters. Sure, I slapped this warning label at the intro of Max the Psychotic 1 in the original, but that doesn't do anything. 9 times out of 10, people just skip the intro and go straight to the skit, so this is a problem that requires a fix. Number 4. The days of the week will be applied to Ape. So remember in the original Friendly Neighborhood Taylor skit of how the days of the week were displayed, or at least some sort of timeline? Well, the remake will now have this carry on over to Ape. This is to help everyone understand what occurred at what time. And while we're on the subject, what happened in Max the Psychotic 3 took place before the ending of the original Max the Psychotic 2. Confusing stuff, ain't it? Welcome to the remake, I'm here to clear that up. Number 3, Chloe doesn't swear or curse. The position of Chloe's no-cursing parody character has been in a confusing position for the longest time. Originally, she was supposed to mention the swear jar meme whenever she was high, but when she wasn't doped up, it would no longer be a factor. Well, as the fanfic evolved, more changes were made. One of those changes being that, as of the release of Max Psychotic 4 and onwards, Chloe does not swear unless she is really, really upset, and will call everybody out except Frank Bowers on their swear jar meme if they use dirty words around her in her presence. What happened to Max Psychotic 1, the remake, though?
And while you build an empire, I'm there to keep you on the path of badassness. How can it be such a shitty week and yet one of the best of my life?
Was merely an oversight. And what happened in the Max Psychotic 2...
Who's the bitch now? Chloe! I met him in some shithole bar that didn't card me.
certainly won't be present this time. Number 2, Chloe isn't told about the nightmares. This change came at the last minute upon making the skit, and honestly it just makes sense when you consider what happened in Max Psychotic 5, but also that means I have to come up with a new motive for what happens at the end of Ape Ape Ape, which really isn't going to be that hard. And number 1, Friendly Neighborhood Taylor has a different outcome. Fun fact, for those who have seen up to Max's Psychotic 6, Max will not have her psychotic mode, or any of her related personas when she has to deal with the dunce Taylor. Another few familiar lines will be thrown here and there, but that's about it. Around 70% of the skit is going to take a brand new approach, and it'll also have a completely different outcome. By the end, you won't even recognize it from the original FNT. Welcome to the remake. I'm sure people are going to ask between the original versus the remake which one is canon, and the only answer I can give to you is, well, it's whatever you perceive. If you want to consider the original to be canon, then it is. If you want to consider the upcoming remake to take over the new role as canon, then, well, it is. But since Max is Psychotic is only a fanfic, technically none of it is canon, and Life is Strange is the true original of it all. It's all a matter on how you want to perceive it. Now, it is true that the remake is set to assume control of the playlist for convenience reasons, but do I consider it to be the main canon? Well, that's actually a question that I'm gonna leave with a dodgy answer on. I'm having fun making the stories, and that's what works for me. And that concludes the update of what's going on. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you when the remake is finally done. Goodbye!